Here we have Dan Gorders, and he is the founder of Shippurin Fiat, an amazing company that is fixing real estate and races. So Dan, first, what are the 5 steps that you recommend entrepreneurs to be successful in real estate?
Welcome to Entrepreneurs Are Leaders podcast with Harry Sardinas. Interviews with world's most influential entrepreneurs that share tips about how to grow your business exponentially, charismatic speaking, leadership, branding, marketing strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.
Right. So I think number one, building the right team and defining the path. So listening to entrepreneurs or mentors that have been through the process before you and just to make the business as good as it can possibly be. Number two, I think uh, being core to the business's messaging and business planning early on. That's really where the DNA is set in. And I've seen some people in my industry, especially when there's a motorsport, the real estate, they may have someone else do a lot of the early on planning. And I think it's just really important to be a core member of the team early on. And then number three, adapting the business model without changing your thesis. So business strategies will change over time, but I think it's important to keep why you started the company or why it's there consistent and let the market dictate what you should be changing. Something that I have still am learning is being able to sell. So being able to sell to investors and also to customers. I think every entrepreneur needs to be able to do that. And when you have a big vision with a lot of different things going on, you need to be able to have those sales techniques. And then finally, number five, I would say networking, because you never know who you're going to meet. My team and I have met some amazing people just at networking events, and it's a lot of fun. So those are my 5 tips.
Tell us the story. Tell us about your business and why you decided to become an entrepreneur.
Right. So originally, before the whole motorsport country club, I wanted to be a racing driver in my early 20s. And I raced both open wheel and closed wheel. And so racing as much as I could over on the weekends. And I was kind of looking for that next step into a professional series. And I started looking at what people were doing in Europe, in the United States, and I realized there wasn't a whole lot of money in it for me moving forward. So the next logical solution was to build a motorsport facility in my mind. And so I initially had something planned that would include sponsorships, grandstands, something where I could rent out the track to amateur drivers. And after meeting with enough business owners, enough people in the motorsport industry, they told me, no, Dan, that's not the way you want to do it. What you want to do is create a real estate development. And so right now, what we have master planned on our 457 acres is over 300 residential units. And that's really how investors make their money back. And that's really a much more favorable business and is easier to explain. So.
So tell us a little bit more about this. What are you looking for investors and what's the plan?
Oh, a little bit about the investment. Right. So we are currently raising 65 million in equity and debt, and that is for the construction financing. Our product offering that we're looking at is professional services for members, entertainment for non-drivers, auto rental, retail sales, special events, storage garages, and then the fee simple real estate. Our team has over 50 years of industry experience. That includes venue construction, safety design, club operations, business planning. This is a first to market opportunity. It has a hard asset foundation, and fun never goes out of style. So I'll say that.
So tell us what have been your biggest challenge as entrepreneurs and how you overcome that challenge.
Right. Right. My biggest challenges in specifically with the real estate was number one, finding a suitable property. So, with this type of development, we had to find a lot of acreage. We had to find it fairly priced. It needed to be within a 60-minute drive from the target market. And then you also have to worry about some things like planning and zoning. And so it took a few years to find the right property that really ticked all the boxes. And, I'm really glad that I didn't try to make a deal early on. It's never a good day to make a bad deal. And so, something I would say to, advice to entrepreneurs is patience. And also, you don't need to go into a lot of things alone. I've heard other entrepreneurs say, it can get lonely at times and it gets hard. But like I said before, if you build up a team and, surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, it's just a much easier process.
So tell us how are returns that you guys are projecting for the investors that jump in these unique opportunities?
Right. So IRR, 20%. We are, we are looking at a post-money valuation of around 120 million. And
Once the circuit is done, one day circuit is operating and all the cars are there and the whole thing is built, yeah. I know that it's difficult to get married, but ballpark, one thing that would be the total value of the project once everything is built.
total value. So, I mean, I think I had a little bit of hard time hearing you that last question.
Yes, what would be the total value of the project? The total value of the project when it's all complete.
Once it's all complete, because it's real estate and like I said, the way that the investors are making their money back is through the residential sales. It's over is what I would say. So.
Okay. And tell us about a little bit more about your family of entrepreneurs and about your story, why you decided to become an entrepreneur.
Right. Well, I saw that my parents had been doing. I saw they were getting into rental properties. They're getting into manufacturing. My grandfather built a premier golf club in the 90s here in St. Louis. And he also got into manufacturing a little bit too with electric motors. And I saw what they were able to do. And I thought, I was just thinking, if I don't know, it came to me that it's something I should really try if maybe it was in my blood, and my family were kind of a bit of dreamers at the same time. So I think a combination of just seeing what they accomplished and dreaming was just what influenced me.
So, what is your message for young entrepreneurs out there? What's your message for young entrepreneurs out there?
For new entrepreneurs, you said? So it would be like kind of what I'm doing right now, dreaming a little bit, have realistic assumptions. A lot of times things look good on paper, but you need to do a lot of risk mitigation and just try to find some mentors.
Regarding branding, you have a very good branding right behind your project. How do you think that branding, sales, and marketing are key in order to grow business?
Well, what we're doing is something that's very high-end, and people, they want to see that it's a exclusive development, and it's I think with branding, it's you need to, I think, probably have things right from the start. And kind of like what I said before, you can let the market don't change the don't of the business, but let the market dictate what strategies you should be doing moving forward.
So when you share with your family that you're gonna open a business,
Yeah.
what did they say? They were happy for you, they were concerned, they told you that to find a job. So tell us, everybody thought you were crazy about that, or how was your friends' feedback when you said that this is a massive project that you're doing? A lot of capital gets involved, and I have the pleasure
Well,
to meet your CEO, and he's a well qualified person to take this on. So you have an amazing team behind you. But what was the feedback? The feedback, family, friends, and people around.
well, my family had kind of been exposed to real estate and motorsport in the past. So they were, I mean, not pessimistic about it. They were a little bit hesitant, at first, but after I kind of started showing, the team, the type of people that were interested in joining this venture, then seeing the early money coming in from investors, I think that they saw it really more of a reality.
Oh wow, you have raised some funds so far. Tell us a little
Yep.
bit more about this. That's a good, very impressive. So tell us a little bit more how this process was.
Right. Well, first money in to a business can be really challenging, and we found that local investors are more interested in putting in money first because it's kind of a St. Louis development is what it is. And they understand it a little bit better than some of the out of state the stickers. And so we have right now millions that have been in Circuit Privé, and we working with some investors and some institutional investors to try to secure the construction financing, and are currently progressing through the on-site engineering, and just raising money at the same time. It's we're keeping all doors because you never know what can happen with funding, but it's exciting. We've had a lot of interest.
So how about we discussed before, like probably to bring a big brand of, of automobile to kind of to part of the funding. Are you guys open to this, or you not consider?
Yes. So Absolutely. Jonathan, the CEO, and I are absolutely open to bringing someone in that would be, like Porsche Motorsport that is, that large. Normally, we see that with already operating motor clubs, but the industry, people are motorsport country clubs a little bit differently. They're getting more and more higher end. I with Jonathan that normally, at a lot of racetracks around the United States, you're lucky to get some shade and a hot dog. Now people are talking about fine dining. They're talking about, putting in excellent locker rooms, bathrooms, spas, saunas, the whole everything. So I think an opportunity for a large organization like that to be, yeah, to come on board.
And as entrepreneur, the what been most exciting thing about this business that you can share?
The most exciting thing has been the site planning. We did the site planning with Driven International out of the UK, and it's interesting. You have a concept in your head of how it will look looking at like an aerial topographic map, and they're able to look just completely different. And they also heard that not most people have, and they were able to create a site where we can have the integration of a 3 mile road course with over 1,000 feet of elevation change. We have 12 bi-directional layouts. And we have I mean, really what a lot of people I think wish for their motorsport facilities. So it's just seeing it kind of come to life a little bit with the site planning and the due diligence and things like that. That was a lot.
And then regarding the team, right? Because it's very impressive the team that you have been around yourself. Like I said, I know you see your personally, and it's a really high qualified person to drive the company forward. So how you recruit the team, and tell us a little bit more about all your team.
Oh, about the team members. So right. So Jonathan Clark, he has about, I think, 17 years of operating experience. He was the founder of Oregon Raceway Park, and he also founded the motor club there, Membership Model Club, and that is highly successful. And Jonathan's also been a consultant for motorsport facilities around the United States, and is just yeah, a wealth of knowledge. There is Bob Bernard, our circuit designer and head engineer. He is the one who designed the motor circuit. He has experience in promoting MotoGP, Formula One, and sports car racing. I think when you to him, he might say he's technically semi-retired, but this is the busiest he's ever been in his life right now because he has 5 or 6 clients wanting to build these private motor clubs in the US and internationally. So he's a very in person. I read his biography. He is yeah, very exciting to talk to, has a lot of connections. Brett Hardesty, our general contractor. He is a third generation home builder. He is based here in St. Louis, Missouri. He's done commercial and residential real estate. And he is also a car fanatic. He just bought a new Lotus Emira, and he's into, he's telling us we need to hurry up because he wants to take the Lotus on the track. And yeah, I mean, Brett, he knows all the contractors and all the engineering groups in the St. Louis region. Who else? Then there is Peter Zeckert. I've known Peter for about 10 years. He's managed Amateur Racing, Sports Car Club of America, and is an excellent instructor for drivers on course. In general, just a very smart man, and he will be very involved with hiring people at the motor club, and also when it comes to our driving programs. So that's really the core team.
And you see that, like I told you, the team that you put around you is amazing. So tell us a little bit more again about the funding. How much funding have you already are secure? How much funding is left to raise? And how people can find you? How this process works?
Right. So we've secured approximately 2 million in equity, and we are looking for another 65 million in equity and debt. Like I said, we're looking at a $120 million post-money valuation. This is a real estate development with over 300 residential units planned on site, hard asset foundation. How people can find me. So if you look up circuitprivé.net, CIRCUITPRIVE.net, you will be able to you'll find the website there and all the information.
Thank you so much, Dan, for the broadcast. That have been really inspiring. So what's your last message for entrepreneurs out there?
My last message, don't give up, because to me, the moment that you give up, you've failed. And like I said, I've been working on this since, my mid-20s. And also that's the other thing. It's a good idea to start early before you have too many responsibilities. Before maybe you have children, you have, you start to, you have things going on. So start young and don't give up, because if you give up, you quit. I mean, if you give up, you fail. That's what I mean to say.
Thank you so much, Dan. That would be fantastic. And for all of you following the podcast, we see you in our next show. How brave entrepreneur like that, break the walls and have a business that made it work. Bye for now.
Follow us for more on charismatic speaking, leadership, exponential business growth, branding, marketing, strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.